Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most foundational passages in the Bible, Genesis 1, verses 1 through 8. This passage tells the story of God's creation of the universe and is packed with profound truths about God's power, wisdom, and love. We'll be using the New King James Version of the Bible, and we'll be providing detailed analysis for each verse. Section 1. In the beginning, setting the stage. Genesis chapter 1, verses 1 to 2 states, "In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters." These verses introduce us to the foundational truth of the Bible, God as the ultimate creator. The very first word, "in the beginning," speaks of God's preeminence. He exists outside of time and space, the eternal one who initiates all things. The Hebrew word for created is bara, a verb used exclusively for divine activity. It emphasizes that God brought everything into existence from nothing, creation ex nihilo. This concept distinguishes the biblical account from ancient Near Eastern myths, where deities often fashion the world from pre-existing matter. The Bible presents a sovereign God who is utterly independent of his creation. The initial state of the earth is described as without form and void, a picture of chaos and disorder. This depiction further underscores God's power. He does not require pre-existing materials or structures. He creates order out of chaos by the sheer force of his will. Significantly, the Spirit of God is portrayed as hovering over the waters. This image, reminiscent of a mother bird nurturing her eggs, conveys a sense of God's tender care and anticipation as he prepares to bring forth life. Even in the midst of formlessness, the Spirit is present, hinting at the beauty and order to come. Section 2. The divine decree. Let there be light. Genesis chapter 1, verse 3 declares, "Then God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." This verse marks the first creative act of God, and it is a testament to the power of his word. God does not need tools or materials. He speaks, and it is done. The Hebrew word for said is vayomer, often used to introduce divine pronouncements of great significance. Section 3. Order from chaos, dividing light and darkness. Genesis chapter 1, verses 4 to 5 continues, "And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night." So the evening and the morning were the first day. These verses highlight God's meticulous care in bringing order to his creation. He separates the light from the darkness, establishing a rhythm and structure that will govern life on earth. The phrase, "God saw the light, that it was good," reveals God's pleasure in his creation. It is not a random or haphazard act, but a purposeful and beautiful expression of his nature. The repetition of God emphasizes that he is the sole agent and authority throughout the creation process. Section 4. A breath of heaven. The creation of the firmament. Genesis chapter 1, verses 6 to 8 recounts, "Then God said, 'Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters.' Thus God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. So the evening and the morning were the second day. Here, God creates a separation within the waters, forming the firmament or expanse, which he calls heaven. This division of waters above and below speaks to God's order and design. The firmament, often understood as the atmosphere, creates a space for life to flourish. It is a protective barrier, regulating the elements and providing the air we breathe. The language of separation and distinction further emphasizes the theme of order emerging from chaos. Section 5. Reflections on the divine artistry. The creation account in Genesis chapter 1, verses 1 to 8 is not merely an ancient story. It is a profound revelation of God's character and his relationship with the world. It teaches us that God is the sovereign creator who brought everything into existence from nothing. He is a God of order who brings structure and beauty out of chaos. The Genesis account stands in stark contrast to the prevailing worldview of its time. While ancient Near Eastern cultures often attribute creation to multiple deities in conflict, Genesis presents one God who is entirely self-sufficient and in complete control. This God is not remote or indifferent, but deeply involved in his creation, taking pleasure in its goodness. As we reflect on these verses, we are invited to marvel at the power, wisdom, and love of our Creator. We are reminded that we are not cosmic accidents, but creatures formed by the hand of a loving God. Take time to explore the creation narrative further and delve deeper into its rich theological truths. Consider how this passage shapes your understanding of God and your place in his world. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Also, be sure to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new uploads. Thanks for watching.